Hello everybody and welcome back to the AniGains podcast. Boys, we have a lot of interesting stuff to cover this week. We had the first run of shows for the 2025 competitive seasons. Devil May Cry anime has just dropped on Netflix and abundance of other things. Boys, gentlemen, before we get into it, how are we doing, as always?
Guys?
I'm not too bad. Actually, today has been a very good day because I've had a few weeks or few days of basically not training, then a few days of the last few days training at lower volume, so D-volume sessions, and today was the first session where I was back at full volume and actually had a pretty decent session. Got some minor progressions here and there, and decent pump, and I feel like my fullness from the front is coming back a little bit more to what it normally would be. Yeah, man, overall, not too bad. How about you?
I am battered. This weekend, I'm away to Manchester getting bloods done. So if I don't know when we're next going to film the one after this, but I'm sure we can end up going over how awful my test is.
Blood special podcast
Blood
for all
special
of us.
review. We're going to see how stinking my blood is. But I'm excited for that. I got my bloods done right out of prep. And it was actually all right. Like the back end of prep, I was like fainting. I wasn't feeling great, so I thought that my test was shot to bits. And obviously there's other things that made me think that were going on. But I ended up getting my bloods done. I was at like 24 nanomoles out of prep.
Post prep.
Like
Mate,
8 weeks.
You must not
That's where I am right now.
8 weeks post prep, I was 24 nanomoles.
Guess what I was 8 weeks post prep?
What?
2 nanomoles.
Really? Mate, that's fucking awful.
We can go into the more detail later on, but I'm more recently I'm actually at 24 now. So
yeah.
No,
Jesus, good God, man. No, that was. To be fair, I got mine done through the NHS. So I don't know how accurate it was.
You didn't diet hard enough.
Clearly, mate, I did.
Not fat.
I was
You're like 19 though. To be fair, like you know.
I only had a 16-week prep, and I was a fat piggy when I started. You boys have seen the start photos. I was a right blubber boy, but ended up it was a right draft that prep was, but it was enjoyable. So yeah, getting bloods this weekend. Mancuso, the boy, is coming to film, which will be sick, and then that's about it. That's about it for me. But enjoying the nice weather we've got in Scotland for the first time in fuck knows how long. So yeah, that's about it for me. Cam.
Yeah, man, things are cool. Training is obviously going very well. I pulled 230 for 7.
Very nice.
I mean, for a natural podcast, it's okay. If you've listened to Once You're In, you probably hear Reece pulled 300 for 5. So I'm building my way up to that at the end of the off season. I'd like to at least be able to touch 300 without my lower back just like sort of exploding everywhere. No, like composition is still like pretty decent. I'm 212 pounds at the minute. So we're looking to obviously get to 220 and then pull back down to 195. But my condition has basically stayed the same since I was 195 pounds to now. If anything, I've just sort of like filled out my frame a bit more. A lot bigger from obviously the top chain. You know, my chest is like super full. Just bringing up my back, my delts. Trying to get to that sort of pro caliber physique, you know. Next year I want to go for my PCA Pro card, which will be the goal. I came pretty close in Korea last year, so with basically the feedback was just with your current shape and structure, got it, just add 20 more pounds, which is a fucking arse, to be fair. Like doing that lean is a fucking arse, but to be fair, we're sort of on the right timeline, and obviously with the competitive season coming around the corner, you know, just starting, it's really sort of like putting it into the limelight of what the standard is and how good you actually need to be. If you're like a first timer, you're thinking about competing, I would just say switch on to, my first bit of advice would just be switch on, follow obviously all the bodybuilding pages, look at the caliber of athletes that are winning, and then really have a think about, be realistic with yourself. How long do you think it's going to take for you to get there? After seeing like the most recent Two Bro show, yeah, man,
pretty scary. Yeah, man, I remember last year we had a few shows at the beginning, first half of the year, and I feel like the standard was not great, to say the least.
Yeah.
Mate, this year is starting with
Mate,
an
started
absolute
so
bang.
well.
Like, yeah, man. So it's going to be exciting to see some of the guys stepping on stage. I suppose that's a nice segue into the next topic.
Yes, yes, it is. So obviously, with the first run of shows, we've seen the standard, and it set the tone nicely, I think, for the 2025 season. I know some crazy motherfuckers that haven't even got to the stage yet, but from what I've seen so far, those guys have got their work cut out for them. Like the Conditioning Cup 2-row show, even PCA Scotland. Like,
Which one do we want to review first?
we'll do. I don't know. We'll do PC. We'll do 2-rows. That one
Okay.
happened first, technically.
Yeah. Okay. 2 bros. Let me know when you can see it.
Yeah, it's up there.
It's up there now.
Okay. So what should we go first? Bodybuilding. So I think it was classic, wasn't it? Here.
Yeah.
So here you've got
Fucking
Dom
hell.
Kirby.
Yeah.
Dom Kirby there was obviously amazing physique, crazy condition. What position did he come? Did he come third in his class? Was it?
Third. Fucking
Yeah.
third.
Crazy,
I saw
man.
this picture here. I thought this was the overall.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
That's just a
do-
class. Like,
Do we know this guy's name? The winner. It was this guy, Rory Pickford. Yeah,
Oh,
man.
Actually, I do, yeah. Wait,
Wicked.
if you go in the first one, it might tag him.
Here we go.
Here we are.
Rory Apex.
Sick.
Jesus,
That's
yeah.
him and Danny Howard.
Danny looks serious in that as well, man.
Yeah, man.
Fucking
Should we
hell.
go on to Danny as well?
Yeah, Danny.
Yeah. Shout out Danny, man. I think this is by far like the most conditioned I ever seen Danny by like. Yeah.
Was
Yeah,
the last
man.
show before
Quality.
this the Alicante
That
show?
vacuum.
Yes. Yeah. I think it was. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's like, I remember, I think I saw him the last time he competed. He's leveled up so much his physique. Like, that vacuum is so sick, man.
Yeah, it is. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
man.
Good.
Quality
Danny's not
physique.
even that old. I think he's only like
No,
slightly
no.
older than me. I think he's like 26. I think he just turned 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And then I suppose that takes us on to the real class, the men's physique. So I think this was one of the taller classes.
Get bodybuilding.
Yeah, forget bodybuilding. We don't need that. Don't need that. So this was one of the taller classes, and here we have Mr. Matt Parker, really cool guy. I think we met him at the JP gym, didn't we?
Yes, yeah, we did.
We did.
No, he was a super sound guy. Obviously, we saw this guy with ridiculous delts. So he came up to Qais. I was like,
Yeah.
fucking hell, who's this bloke? Yeah, I'm like, yeah. Saw him, he was hammer strength pressing 3 plates per side, so I made sure that I did 3.5 just to show that I wanted it. I didn't care that he was in prep. I'm peak
Assert your
off.
authority.
Yeah, mate,
But
I'm
yeah, so that
actually
was
better.
Matt. So he actually came third in his class, I believe. It was an interesting one. I was watching the class, and he looked really good. And he was actually in the middle for a lot of the class. And from the front, he was absolutely peeled. And he was actually probably in the lead from the front. However, I think the feedback was from the back, yeah, he didn't have the same, I suppose, muscularity
compared to the
and
guy
detail
next
as
to it,
this guy who was the winner. So yeah, so as I said, like, and he had crazy fullness there as well. So yeah, man, it's one of them. I think he's actually competing next week as well in the 2-row show. I think that's going to be a pretty stacked show, that one as well. So here we have another class. So this was the overall.
That's the overall, yeah.
That's the overall, isn't it? So obviously with the overall winner, we had our good friend, Mr. Gerald Alavazo.
Big fan of the pod, big friend of the pod.
Yeah, man, the man behind Vaso Athletics. And yeah, it's so cool to see Gerald win. It's like, it's one of them where we, like, a lot of people like me root for Gerald. Like, we want him to do well because obviously he has crazy potential. Like, I don't know if you remember a few years ago when he was posting, like, I don't know if it was one of his preps and he was posting reels and they were just going viral every single time.
Yeah.
Absolutely nuts physique. And I think Derek from More Plates More Dates actually did a video on him. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, it was a natty or not.
It's so funny. It's genuinely one of the funniest videos I've ever seen. But yeah, man, ever since then, you've been like, okay, this guy is going to turn pro and he's going to be a very good pro at that. But I think Gerald will admit himself, he's not always been the most adherent in his preps. He's known for frequenting KFC every now and then. A bit too often, maybe, at times.
The original fried chicken binger, man.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I think this prep it seems a bit different, and he does definitely seem a lot more locked in with his prep. I think I saw him the night of his show. He was actually back in the gym like the same day.
Yeah, he was training.
Yeah. So he seems like something seems to have flipped a bit, and he does seem a lot more focused and switched on now, which is really, really cool. So yeah, so this was the overall lineup. So we have Gerald here. We have Sebastian here, another crazy physique.
Crazy
He
guy.
I think he was natural until recently. I'm not sure if he still is. I'm just trying to think if I know anyone else. Let me just go to Sebastian's page because he's got.
Yeah, Sebastian's really good. I think he's. I think he was a junior. He was a natural junior.
Yeah.
His profile picture is him as a natural. So if you're genuinely, if you're thinking about hopping on, like, understand
this
that
is like elite genetics.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, man, I'd just say, like, genuinely looking at his shape, his structure, insane. If he had like a bit more fullness across the chest, I don't see too many people touching that. Like,
so what's
even then, that's a full chest to me. That chest, that is
actually
full.
in that shot,
yeah.
Is he competing in the show this weekend as well?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I'd assume so.
That's going to be nuts. It's going to be the rematch of him and Gerald. That'll be cool. And then another very good athlete who I actually think still is natural, is this guy, Gripping Body. Crazy physique. Crazy physique. I think he was natural.
Fucking way.
He won a UK PCA Show like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
fair play if he is, like, you know. But like that,
yeah, wicked physique, man. Like, look how bubbly. But the thing is, he's not ridiculously big. He's just very bubbly. Like, he's not massive. So if you told me, like, that's crazy. If you told me he was natural, I'd be like, okay, this is elite genetics. But it's not out of the realms of possibility, in my opinion. Like, there are guys that are bigger than him.
To be honest, I don't really think
it's just like crazy shape and.
It doesn't matter whether he is or isn't, you know.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
fucking insane regardless.
Wicked physique, man. Wicked physique. So I think it was only him and Gerald in Gerald's class, and obviously Gerald won. But yeah, crazy physique. He could easily win a two bros class for sure.
Easy,
so that's So that's where we were with two bros, and then we'll go on to PCA now. So I think we'll go into bodybuilding first.
Up in the motherland.
Yeah. So shout out to the disabled categories. Like, I think it's really cool. It's for me, right? It's embarrassing when you see certain athletes show up out of shape, and then you see these athletes with disabilities that they have like debilitating conditions, and they're like actually leaner than some of the people who able-bodied. So. Yeah, man, shout out to Jonathan Gregson for winning this mixed disability class.
Cool. Have you pulled up on the screen? Because I've not.
Yeah, I'm still stuck on.
Oh, sorry.
Cam.
Let me just stop sharing, and then let me just share the PCA one.
Yeah, no, it is true that, like, I don't know. I said before, like, if I can do it, anyone can do it. If these guys can do it, fucking seriously. What is your excuse for you choosing to compete and turning up fat? Like, you know.
Okay, can you see that now?
Yeah, man.
So this was the winner of the mixed disability class. So this was Jonathan Gregson. So shout out to him. Okay, so now, where have we? What's this guy's name? No, it's not him.
Classic short.
Oh, this guy, natural. This guy,
nuts.
My days, this guy is so peeled.
You know,
Steve McDonald.
Only 6-7 weeks.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
He was Mr. Aberdeen. Fuck knows how many years in a row. But he stays in a really lean composition all year round.
Yeah.
If you go on his page, you'll see him doing like strongman stuff. So like he does farmers walks with like what are they called? The yoke. People will know what I'm saying, but he's peeled constantly. He does strongman like training style at points. He's just a freak of nature.
Yeah,
he's one of the most peeled people I've ever seen. He's so shredded. Look at like the striations in his quads and man, everything crazy.
I like that posing
physique.
Style as well. Just like powerful as fuck. Like
powerful,
full
suits his physique.
Hang on, go. There's just looking at that classic lineup there. Can you click on
Which-
the dude in the...
This guy.
No. Go up one.
This guy.
Yes.
Yeah, there he
Yeah.
is.
Wayne
There he
Angus.
is. Wayne
Big
Angus.
enjoyer of the AniGains podcast. One thing you need to have notice, AniGains fans, is all the guys that are winning these shows are actually fans of the podcast. So
Average AniGains enthusiast.
yeah, mate. Yeah, this is an average tier list enjoyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, genuinely. I know
Lovely.
Wayne personally, and this is like he actually grew in his off season. Sorry, in his prep.
And it's
In
off
his
season.
prep.
No, yeah, in his he grew in his off season. It's so cool. No, in his prep, he is heavier on stage than he was at the start of his off season.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah, man. He's just like he worked with his coach Sam Godrich,
Yeah.
and they basically just found a formula that just worked. And he's just got everything, like his lifestyle, everything into like a really good spot.
I'll
mate,
follow
drop
him.
him off, mate. He's
Mate,
fucking...
he's sick.
Gotta be
I
done, bro.
remember, I think the first time I saw him was the photo with him and, well, the first time I met him was at the PCA Scotland a few years ago. But I'd seen like a photo, it was him and James with like at the festival with like the Spider-Man masks on.
yeah.
That
that went
photo
viral,
went
yeah.
massive.
Was that him? Right, I do remember that
Yeah.
photo actually. Yeah.
And then he competed at the PCA, was it I don't know what one it was.
First
2022?
timers.
Was it first timers 22?
Coached by Finlay, yeah.
Yeah, he was coached by Finlay at the point. But mate, he looks sick, and I've been following his prep, and yeah, mate, he looks fucking nuts. Clearly.
Wicked.
And he did win the overall 2 weeks ago at the
Yeah,
Granite.
the Granite show, yeah.
Granite Classic, yeah.
Nuts, genuinely nuts.
Sweet. Okay, so now we'll skip over
It's
to
the
physique.
real category.
Yeah, so we've
Wait,
got.
wait.
What's
Can we
that?
mention real quick, if you go up, bench physique, see the boy there with the black and though him
This guy.
Yes, Eric. He trains at my gym. He actually came to my show with me when I competed all the way down in Manchester. This was his first season in men's physique, but he looked sick. He competed. He won the
Yeah, man.
classic in PCA Scottish whenever I met Finlay. Not Finlay, Wayne. But yeah, he's sick. Just a bit soft at the moment. But when he
Yeah.
comes in, he'll look
His
good.
midsection isn't too bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
got
got
really
a-
good shape.
And a good flow to his posing as well. I think some of his execution could be a bit better, but yeah, nice flow. Cool. Okay, so we've got Adam Wallace here. This guy competes like every single year, I think.
Did he
So
not
he-
do the Detroit?
He did Detroit, yeah.
Yeah, and
And
he
he
won.
got very ill, I think, from doing that Detroit show. So I think he was considering like pulling out of this show, but then he decided last minute to do it. So I think he wasn't at 100% in this show, but it still was enough to. Yeah. I mean, his midsection is like just like Ryan Terry, almost like peeled. Look how like shredded that midsection is. Yeah, man.
Oh, God, it's
so yeah,
oblique.
really nice physique, and he still was enough to win his class. So yeah, man. Shout out to Adam.
Is he a
Wicked package
Masters?
there.
Fucking hell.
He
I
is.
didn't
Yeah. Mate, he's been
Jeez.
Masters for a couple of years, I think. Yeah. So he's over 35.
Jesus, man. Fucking hell. No
Yeah.
excuse. It's for...
Okay. Yeah. So now we have the winner of the short class and the overall winner, Dean Nicholson. So yeah, man, this guy, lovely shape. Also really good posing as well, from what I've seen. So really nice and smooth, and the way he hits his pose is like really shows off his physique in terms of getting the right angles and everything. So I think this does show the importance of like maximizing your posing to like bring out the best, and he's shredded as well, this guy. So honestly, I obviously will get into that for the overall, but I think on the day, I do think he was a worthy winner of that overall on the day itself in terms of the packages it brought. Obviously, if everything had gone right for Finlay, which obviously we'll discuss shortly, he probably would have won that overall, let's just be honest, in terms of his
Easily.
muscularity and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So let's go on to Finlay now.
Yeah, Finlay is just like it's one of those where like anybody that knows Finlay knows that he strives in every other aspect of bodybuilding except prep. He like legit he can grow tissue like you wouldn't fucking believe. He is, just super muscle bound just generally. But yeah, like when it just comes to a prep, even if he's not at 100%, he can still like he like pushed for that overall win. And this is him at probably like 80%, Like, not to strike an arbitrary percentage to anybody, because your package is your package at the end of the day. But I know that he was not thinking about doing this show, but I know that he's going to do the universe, and I'll be straight up. If he comes in 100% for the universe, even if he, like, you know, because he will get his PCA Pro card, he'll win the entire show. I don't even see too many PCA Pros pushing him if he were to be 100%. Like, straight up. Is that good?
I don't know.
Go to the overall clips.
I personally disagree with that final statement. I think there are some freaky PCA pros who are just a bit more complete and rounded than him. But I think he's definitely worthy of getting the card for sure, if he can nail his condition.
If he can nail his condition.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go to that overall, like, look at them all from the back, right?
Oh yeah, in this lineup,
Like,
if he's on, he's the standout in this lineup if he's fully peeled.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just one of those, you know, like...
Yeah. When you see people like, you know, Ike, for example.
I know Ike, yeah.
You know, Ike, absolute freak of nature, that guy. He's also natural, you know. On his bio, he's natural. He's Ike.
Does he have natural in his bio?
Let's have a look. I'm pretty sure he did.
I think that was Joshua T's.
No, Joshua T's is natural. I'm pretty sure he says he is. But this is an unbelievable physique.
Fuck me.
Crazy.
Midsection is ridiculous.
Look how just his muscularity and fullness in the body, he's just pop.
Yeah. I met him in person at the PCA Award show. He is fucking giant. Like, even in a show, I was like, fucking hell, like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's serious.
Actually, because I think I remember seeing, I can't remember what show it was, but Fildo. We'll discuss Fildo as well. That's alright.
He competing this year or next year?
Who?
Fildo.
I think Fildo's going next year.
Is it next year? Yeah.
Think so.
I mean, I think he has a physique that could get an IFBB Pro card. I think he's that good.
Easy.
His chest is frightening.
Yeah. Yeah, man. He's this is the counterpart to Gerald Alavazo, his rival. Yeah. Funny enough, those two got me into competing. Seeing the junior battle, back when I was a spring chicken between Fildo and Gerald Alavazo at the British finals. Gerald actually beat him. That
was when Josh Croggan was in that lineup as well.
Was he?
Yeah, it was a few of them.
What junior lineup that was.
Yeah. That was Josh's first season he did that. And then another one, like that's done PCA and has done well, who's now going into Two Bros, is this guy, Tamas. This guy is absolutely ridiculous. I remember when he was like natural, and I'm like, is he really natural? So here he was natural.
Yeah.
Crazy physique. Crazy physique.
Yeah,
but
I remember,
now you've seen how he's blown up since he's gone assist. I'm like, okay, I can understand what you're saying. Like, look at that. That's just crazy.
Yeah,
that's just absolutely nuts.
That's huge. Like, he's fucking enormous. Jesus Christ. Yeah,
mental. He's coached by Matt Parker.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, okay, fair play, Matt.
Yeah, man, but crazy physique. So, yeah, that's Tamas. I don't know if there's anyone else you want to discuss.
Yeah, there is. There's one person from Two Bros we didn't touch on. He didn't win the overall, but it was Mr. Billy Stella. Now, this guy, like, legit, like, he may have not won the show. In my opinion, he's, like, the people's champion. Like, condition to fuck, probably, like...
He's got good muscle bellies as well.
Yeah,
round.
He trains at my gym at Norton, Welling Garden City, and I've got to say, Bill is probably one of my favourite people in the entire sort of like UK bodybuilding scene. Bro is wise beyond his years, just a real good example of what you should be as an athlete. You know, it's like helped, you know, me. He helped me countless times throughout my prep, and he just kind of. Yeah, the whole idea of sticking to your word is him, 100%. Just sort of all over. So yeah, man, shout out Bill, man. Just the fucking goat, man. Like, I think he's going again next weekend as well. I'd be surprised if he doesn't win that. Like, 'cause it was very close in the overall between him and the other dude. The other dude was just a little bit bigger on his back, but aside from that, like, that would have been Bill Smith's leanest in the show.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So do we have anyone in the natty scene that we're excited about seeing this year? Or do we not care about natties?
I mean, I'll shout out my boy Brandon Doherty. Train with him out of JP's Brandon Fitness there, yeah. Wow, follow back. Yeah, this is him. He's teens. He's coached by Josh Campbell, actually.
Okay.
So if you go down like his prep start point, he's in a really good point at the minute. His chest is he looked
got a good chest. Very good chest. Yeah.
But in terms of other people, I don't really know too much about who else is competing. I've got
I think Jovan is competing this year.
Who's this?
Is he?
So Joe Van Essen, yeah.
No, do you remember the 23-year-old that just won everything that one year?
Yeah, so he won the overall in the UK DFBA against me.
When was this? Was this 22?
In 22, yeah. He was in the final against me and he won the overall. That was the one that Josh Ortiz was in.
Yeah, he beat Josh Ortiz, beat Kez.
Beat Josh Ortiz in the overall, yeah. Crazy.
Ridiculous.
Jesus fuck. He's natural, yeah. Still natural.
Yeah.
I asked him, inside of law, I asked him on an anonymous question box, would you ever take steroids? And he was like, no, never. He was like, I like doing this, but I don't like, I wouldn't commit to it to that extent. And I was like, fucking fair play. You know?
His arms are just crazy, man.
Jesus.
Yeah, mate.
Wicked. Cool. Yeah. Another one, actually, that's actually coached by Zach, is this guy. Jim Acker. So he's competing very soon, actually. So this guy here, so he actually won the UK DFBA the year after I did it.
Oh yeah.
But since then, I think he's more recently just got become enhanced, I believe. But yeah, man, nice physique, very tall. What?
Is he a model?
Yeah, he's for Gymshark and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say I recognise him from somewhere.
Yeah. Very good looking.
Fair play, man. Bro is handsome PR, man.
Very handsome. Yeah. Sweet. Okay.
Average AniGains podcast and
Average AniGains. I bet the secret AniGains.
Yeah. Bro was sat there shaking his head at Noah's blue lock decision. He was like, that's not all of knowledge. Yeah. You should get him on the podcast. Okay,
I'm going to shout out one of my clients. I think is going to dominate the natural scene this year. This guy is Christophoros, his name. He's from Cyprus. Absolute freak of nature. So he actually competed in 2023. Here, this is him. So he actually won the Germany show in 2023. This was the one that Josh Croggan did. I think Josh came 4th or 5th in that show. And this guy won, and his posing wasn't great then. And he still won. And he lost in the overall against Haitor. And Haitor ended up winning the world's overall. So I genuinely think, he's crazy. I think, but when he nails his posing, and we'll see, we've been working on it. He's going to be very, very good. Crazy physique, man. Look at that. Shreds there.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I think we've got some shots more recently. So he's just started his prep as well. And this is where he's at now. So he will be very, very good in the natural scene. And he's actually coming to the UK and he'll be doing the MBW show.
Nice.
Yeah.
That show is going to be absolutely stacked because I know quite a few pros that are coming from all around the world just to do that show.
It's a stupid question. That's fine, isn't it? You can be a pro in the WNBF and be allowed to.
Yeah, it's all divisions, isn't it?
Yeah. So in the pro show in that one, it's pros from any natural respected division can do it.
But you can't accept a pro card in, say, the PNBA. If you're already in.
No, that's not affiliated with the PNBA.
What, the NBW?
NBW. No, it's not. It's its own thing. It's a separate thing. So
okay,
yeah. So a pro card in that, I don't believe I'm not sure, but it's not a PNBA pro card when you win that. I'll have to get clarification on that just to make sure. But
as a WNBF pro, you can't accept pro status from any federation.
No, you can't. But you can do the pro show. So obviously there is a specific pro show in this one that only pros can enter. So obviously there's an amateur show that anyone can enter, but then there's going to be a pro show where only pros can enter. Yeah. So
For the amateur one, I'm pretty sure it's only if you competed in a UK DFBA show as well.
In the UK though, but that's the UK rule, but people from other countries can enter it regardless.
Yeah.
So that'll be a very, very exciting show, that one. I think the standard's going to be very good because you'll get people, like all the best people from all the natty federations will be coming to do that one. So yeah, it'll be a pretty all-star lineup, that one. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. Yeah, man. Cool.
That's fucking exciting, man. Like, I can't believe all of that covers 2 shows that have happened. So many standout athletes, and there's so many more that, like, we probably didn't even mention, but like, we'll definitely be either making returns to the following weeks. So many guys who have yet to even get to the stage yet. Like, bro, it's exciting, man. It's getting me fucking fired up for next year. I don't know about you boys.
I had my check-in with Finn a few days ago, and we're going over the timeline again, and I was like, holy shit, I've only got like 12 more weeks left, and then the pre-prep begins. And then before I know it, it's like, right, we've got this amount of time, improving metabolism, then boom, you're in prep. And I've got a friend over in Japan who just competed there, and like looking at the shows over there, and then looking at people competing now, and obviously like my best mates are prepping. So being surrounded in it, it's so exciting. I don't think I've spoken on this before about how much I've fucking hated training for quite a while. Like, did not enjoy it for a good amount of time. For months on end, really didn't enjoy my training. But this last like month to 2 months, I've been loving training so much. And the fact that everything's kind of coinciding at the same time, it's so exciting at the thought of a prep next year.
Yeah.
You know, like different shows. The Japan season's going to be fucking well cool to do.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, I'm buzzing. I was going to ask earlier, are you doing the Korean PCA again?
Potentially, yeah. Probably. I mean, it just sort of like depends on the timeline of things, you know. Like I said, we're basically using this time now to look at all the current shows, kind of see where the standard is, and then be like, okay, realistically, are we good enough? Then from there, you know, we go. I wanted to almost like go back a little bit. What you mentioned on like hating training to now loving it. What made the difference?
I think that it was a few things. I'd come back from Japan. I'd just gone through a breakup. I think that a lot of things outside of training made me hate it. So when I was training over there, the gyms were okay, but I couldn't like. I thought Qais just decked it. What the fuck?
Oh, it's not the light one.
It's
just the camera. It's just the camera.
So yeah, like I had injuries. I couldn't really film that much, so I couldn't make much noise at all in the gym. I feel like when it came to training over there, I couldn't be quite the same, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then obviously I came back from Japan earlier than I was planning on, just due to the circumstances and everything that was going on. And then when I came back with injuries, like my knee was still fucked. And then kind of just with time, that's gotten better. I started like, my head just wasn't all up there when it came to my approach to things. Obviously still trained, still ate my meals, everything like that, but definitely could have been at a higher standard. And I definitely got myself caught up more so being a coach than anything else. With the startup of natural physique coaching, I definitely felt myself moving more towards being a coach rather than thinking of myself as still an athlete. However, in like the last 2 months, being able to be surrounded by people. Also, I didn't train with anyone. A massive thing for me is training with people. I get so much more enjoyment out of my training being with people. So now I have got a second gym membership, so we travel 45 minutes one way, 45 minutes back to train, just so we've got a better environment. So I think for me, injuries, like my circle, I wasn't seeing my mates as much in the gym, and that for me is like a big thing to enjoy it. And there's things outside of the gym that we don't need to go into, but I think that kind of combination made me genuinely despise the thought of going to the gym. I loved rest days. I hated when I woke up and I was like, fuck. It doesn't matter if it was push, pull, anything. I just was like, I really don't want to do this.
Really? Fucking hell.
Like it was genuinely probably the least I've ever wanted to train in my life, and now I'm at a point where I wake up and I'm like jumping at the thought of getting back into the gym.
Mm.
It is sick. I feel like I'm able to put emotion into my movements again, and I'm at a point now where I'm responding really well to training. I can feel myself getting a lot stronger pretty fast from where I've obviously not been able to train to as high a standard. So it's in a really good place at the moment. And so again, we'll just have to see how things line up for next year. I hope I could have somewhat of a chance at placing. That's my ambition, but we'll see. We'll see what can happen, you know?
Yeah, man, for sure.
I've got an idea of your shows then.
No, to be honest with you, I think my goal was it kind of revolves around if I can get my visas or not, depending on the shows that are available in Japan. What, like, if my legs are brought up enough, like that's the main thing for me. I'm back doing leg 2 times a week frequency. I'm gonna do men's physique over there. And I'm gonna do men's physique here and in Japan. But ideally, I'd like to try like a bodybuilding over there as well. It's just about seeing where I suit. The thing is, I posted a photo on my Instagram not long ago. Like my upper has improved a good amount from last year, but my legs have gotten worse. So it depends how this next like year or so goes in terms of that and where we land. But definitely a couple shows in Japan at a minimum, and we'll see what happens. You know.
Sick, man. That's really exciting. It's like you say, like, your mindset that you carry over for it will have such a fucking impact on, like, say, how you perform generally, how your prep goes. If you can keep fucking riding that wave through your prep, you will improve, and then you'll bring an insane look. Like, you'll surprise yourself. Like, Reese legitimately didn't think I was going to win a show last year, and I ended up winning all of them. You know, because I improved through that prep. So, it's one of those.
I didn't either.
Yeah. No. Well, yeah,
I was thinking,
yeah.
I like if in my head, I didn't say it to you, but in my head, I was like, yeah, if we can get a third here, I'd be really, really, really happy. Because you just didn't look like that. You need like condition to like make your physique come to life.
Yeah.
Because there are some people where they're a bit more, let's just say, bubbly, where even in the off season they look very round and you can see it, but you need that condition, and then as soon as you got peeled, it was like, oh my days, like this physique just came to life when you were peeled.
I never actually took check-in pictures well either. Like that was something I learned how to do after that show. So I remember like even like being on video to you, and you were just like, Cam, with your posing, can you just crunch on your abs a bit more? I'm like, I am, and you're like, oh. Fuck this, man. Fuck this shit. But yeah, man, it's like because even Reese said like once he only realised that I looked decent underneath the lights, and I was like, okay, cheers, mate. Yeah, well, I guess that's something. But yeah, man, like no, I think I'll be definitely like super exciting for you. Hopefully, we can get the timeline adjusted to the right spot so that we go out in Asia at similar times.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
I remember watching the PCA South Korea. The fact that you got to choose your music, didn't you?
Yeah, man.
The routine,
Honestly.
the setup of it. I've never seen a show like ran that sick, and it made me think I'd love to compete like and do a show that's set up like that.
Yeah.
That alone makes me want to do that show.
Yeah.
Just choosing my own song and doing a physique routine to my own music. Oh my, like that.
It was
that is so
well
cool.
run. Like it was fucking so well run. They gave us our own gym to pump up in. Like we had like a whole gym area backstage to pump up in. Obviously all the other competitors were super nice. Didn't speak a fucking lick of Korean. That was the only thing that was confusing. Like they sometimes would tell you to quarter turn to the right, and then they'd be like, you'd be at say a side pose and be like, okay, back double biceps. Go back into a back pose, and you legitimately have to look at the people next to you because there's no subtitles. You just either have to not be as ignorant as me when it comes to knowing Korean, or just fucking look at broski next to you. He'll do what you need to do. But yeah, man, fucking go for it. I know quite a few people that actually said they're gonna fly to Korea this year to do like the show that I did, mate. AniGains excursion. AniGains trip.
AniGains prep next year is going to go so hard.
Oh, mate,
all of us depleted, fucking hating our lives.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, man. You'll be seeing some. Oh yeah, mate. You'll be seeing some chiseled jawlines on the pod.
Yeah, no,
I've not seen a fucking vein in my body since 2022. So I am so excited to the thought of getting lean. I'm not naturally I'm not a vascular person. I have to when my like what you said, when my condition comes in, I can actually start to see a little bit of something. But until then, I look absolutely ass, and to be fair, I still did. But I think when I'm able to see my first vein on my arm again, I will be over the moon. But yeah, the thought of having a jaw instead of just milk hanging around my jaw is going to be lovely, man.
yeah, man. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm actually a little bit nervous, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like in terms of like prep, I kind of like the person I am in the off season a little bit. You know, I'm like actually like quite talkative, and I'm not a cunt. In prep, bro, I couldn't take my dog for a walk. Like he'd be looking at me on the dog walk, and I would snap at him. Like, what are you fucking looking at? Fuck off.
This podcast is going to go so well next year.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
I've got a question, Cam.
Yeah.
So, going into the next prep, when that may be, do you think you're going to be... So, are you going to be conscious of the fact that there'll probably be more eyes on you this time? So, obviously, you had a very successful season last season, but going into that, let's just say not everyone anticipated you doing what you were going to do. So, maybe you didn't have the eyes on you that you probably are going to have into the next prep. Like, how do you feel about
that? First of all, I actually disagree. I don't think I'm really gonna. I think I'm gonna have 15% more eyes on me.
I disagree. I disagree completely. Trust me.
Popular this podcast is,
yeah, honestly, no, but yeah, man, no, but even your reels in themselves with the posing, everyone was talking about them at the time, and obviously people now know that you're a good athlete. So yeah, as I said, like fingers crossed. Well, I'm going to encourage you to post more, especially as you go into your prep as well. Post more about it, and then it'll gather momentum. And people will just want to follow along because they like you as well, and they just and obviously you being good helps as well. So there will be more eyes on you, and there will be more expectation. I mean, I'm just speaking from personal experience. Obviously, my first season, I came third and didn't place at a final, so it was kind of whatever, like. It is what it is. Like people knew who I was and within the natty scene, but I didn't have any major expectation on me. In my head, I was like, okay, I'm gonna win a British title, and I did, thankfully. But from that point, then, like, I did notice like there were more people kind of I say like commenting on what you're doing, or making comments about, okay, this guy's competing at this show now, and I was kind of talked about a bit more in those circles in terms of like, okay, this guy's going to be like competing for these spots. So then going into the third prep, like I knew, like, this is why I didn't really say I was prepping until I was like 10 weeks out, because I just didn't want people gassing me up too much. Because the minute I did, people can go, oh, you're going to win your pro card, I'm like, listen, like, it's nice that you're supportive and everything, but I don't need to hear that, because you never know. You never know who's going to show up on the day, and nothing's guaranteed. And don't get me wrong, if I'm going to bring my best, I do believe I'll be in the mix. But who knows? Who knows what will happen? So it's a bit of a funny one when you have like expectation on you. And like as I said, I try not to think about it too much when I was in it. I was just like, just do what I'm doing as I normally would anyway, and just focus on bringing my best. And hopefully that best will be enough. And like that's the mindset that I try to have. I think if I won my shows in my first season, and then in my second season I was going for a pro card, I think I'd have struggled a lot more. I think I'd have like really buckled under that pressure and that expectation to win. But I think I think mentally, that second prep, I was so hell bent on like winning. Like it was really, really like. I put so much value in winning that British title. Like, if I didn't win it, I would have been absolutely devastated.
Yeah.
So if I had that expectation as well as that from externally, then it'd have been tricky for me to deal with. But I think I've matured a bit since then, and into my third prep. And it's one of them. If I don't win it, then it's not the end of the world. Like, no one really cares that much. It's yeah, exactly. It's like they want you to do well because they support you and they like you. But it's like if you don't win, like. It is what it is. People are going to go about the day, and they'll be just like, okay, you'll get it next time, that's fine. And it's just having that realization, like, you're not a complete failure if you don't achieve everything you set out to do.
Of course not, because, like, I don't know. It's like, to almost answer your question, like, even if hypothetically there are loads and loads of eyes on me, does it change anything? No. Like, at the end of the day, I'm still in control of everything I can do, and the results will be whatever they can be. A result does not, although no one places more fucking expectation or pressure on me than myself. Everybody else is either there to support or there to watch. 99% of people are there to fucking watch, and like, you know, like, is my value as a human being less because I walked away with a silver plaque as opposed to a sword? No one else gives a fuck other than me. And like, ultimately, there are so many other things going on in the world. Like, trust me, I know quite a few athletes who have a lot of gold trophies and not a lot of other things to show for their lives. I also, on the same hand, I know a lot of guys who say maybe don't win every show, but they are successful in a lot of other areas that they do, you know. And I think, kind of with me, it's like, I do this for fun. I do this obviously to set an example for my clients. I do it because I love the sport and I am competitive in myself, but it doesn't really go any deeper than that. If there was no one watching me, if the entire world was watching me, I'd still be fucking tracking my food. I'd still be doing yeah buddy rows. You know what I mean? Like, if there was no stage to compete on, I'm still doing the same shit day in and day out. I could give a fuck, honestly. Even if everybody was only tuning in to watch me fail, you know, it doesn't change anything. To me anyway. But which is why I was surprised to hear from you that, like, the pressure would get to you, because I feel like that pressure is self-inflicted. You know?
Oh, it is. No, it is. 100%. It's created in my own head, but it's kind of the way I thought about it before. And it was, as I said, in the second prep, it was more my own internal thing. Like, my own goal was to win the British title, and I created that myself, and I was like, I have to do this. I have to do it. Like, that's what I said to myself. Luckily, I did do it. And then, but to be fair, then going into this one, like, I think I had a better understanding of the sport and how it was, and the fact that there are so many good other athletes as well. So it's one of them, like, if I didn't get the pro card, like, it'd have been all right. It'd have been, as I said, it's it wouldn't have been the end of the world. But the main thing is, I think the biggest thing now is I want to represent myself to, like, the best of my ability.
You would
so
do
whatever that may
regardless.
be, like, I want to nail it. I want to show a good look and, like, be a good representative for, like, for men's physique, and let's just say more specifically natural men's physique, because, like, that's what I want to portray myself as, whether I win a pro card, whether I win or whether I don't. Like, yeah, I just want to make a good impression. And obviously now with the posing and everything, I want to, promote myself in a good way when I do step on stage and everything I do. So I am just a bit conscious of that, but I'm less concerned with accolades or anything like that. Don't
There's
get me
a huge
wrong.
privilege, that comes
I
with
want to
that.
win. Yeah, I want to win, but as I said, I just want to, make a good representation of myself on stage.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like that. There's a huge privilege. I mean, like, even like Noah, you're probably going to experience it too, because you're a coach. You're part of Natural Physique. Yeah, you know, like, people are going to look up to you regardless. And even having a platform where people are going to be looking at you, actually giving a fuck about what you do, that is a huge, huge privilege. I don't know, like, and I feel like that, again, that pressure is sort of self-inflicted. But if you can take that as a tool to actually say, do you know what? No, this does matter enough to me. It
Yeah.
does matter enough to somebody else to actually give this my all. Even if it goes west, you know that, like, you know, there was nothing else you could have done to have done anything more. Like legit, I remember when the plane took off for Korea. At that moment, every kind of feeling of, like, stress, cortisol left, because as soon as that plane left, I was like, fucking hell, there was actually nothing else I could have done. I'd put, for the first time in my life, everything I had into something. And I was,
Yeah.
yeah, man. Like, I couldn't have done anything more. I'm gonna just chill and watch, like, Kung Fu Panda on this plane. What will be will, you know, fucking what will be. So yeah, man, I think harnessing that pressure is ultimately, it's a net good if you can control your emotions.
Yeah, that's something I've started to lean into as well. Like, it probably comes back to that about being able to enjoy my training. Like, I have started, like I mentioned, being able to use a lot more emotion in my sessions. And when I prepped before, obviously, I didn't even know about bodybuilding. Like, I didn't know anyone. Kez, you done the exact same show as me. I didn't know a single soul that was competing. I didn't know what men's physique was. Now, obviously, it's a very different position. Like, it's my full-time job. I'm coaching people that are competing this year. Like, by the time I step on stage next year, I will obviously have more eyes on me as what's the word? As an effect or as a byproduct?
Byproduct.
Yeah, as a byproduct of being able to turn this into my career. But I've been able to use that a lot more in a positive way. Now, I've put the pressure on myself I'd like a place at some show. If I get fucking smoked in the UK, who knows if I'll be okay in Japan, but I'd like a place in somewhere.
No, Noah, how old are you now?
I am 22.
Okay, so you'll be still in junior then.
I'll still be junior
Yes,
next year.
Cool.
But again, like, there's just monsters everywhere. So
Yes, there is.
I'm just going in and being like, you know what? If I'm the best on my day, then I can't look around and be like, fuck, I should be there. Because if I know I've put everything into it, there's literally not an ounce of what I could have done to move me further up. And I think going into my sets using that, I remember thinking on the Atlantis chest press, like, this is what's going to push you further forward. This is the kind of set right here that's going to maybe dictate you getting up a ranking or not. And turning that in and then coming off the set being like, fuck me, like, that's up 5 kg, like, matching, that's this. It's putting a lot more through my training. And I think some people will almost buckle to that pressure and thinking, oh fuck, I've got this kind of place I want to be. And it can be intimidating. But if you can use that intimidation as a way to actually propel you forward, it's only going to be positive, like Cam was saying. Like, I've noticed the change in my training since being able to apply myself mentally in the gym with that mindset, and I've never been happier training than I am now. So it clearly has some effect. So for sure, it is a case where if you can use that pressure in the right way, you're just setting yourself up better.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like, if your goals do not intimidate you or scare you enough, you know, like, if you genuinely think you're gonna go in there and just waltz it, and you know you can just, fucking whatever, I'll mimsy it along in the background. It either doesn't mean enough to you, or you genuinely believe that you are above it. Both, you know, sort of like go kind of hand in hand. You think it's too easy for you. You want to be in a competitive class. You want to have a fucking good matchup. That's what it means to be competitive. Like, you know, I would be fucking nervous going into any show. You're never guaranteed to win. You never know who's going to turn up, you know? But turn up to the best of your ability. Be in control, you know, put in tick boxes every day. Do that consistently. Do it because you love it. Mate, if you fucking love it, like, I don't know, like, even with my sets, I don't, like, think to myself, like, I know, I need to outwork somebody else. I'm like, yeah, let's fucking go. Let's just do this. Yeah. It's fun. Like, you know, the man who enjoys walking goes further than the man who's just trying to hit his 10,000 step count for the day.
So real, bro. So real.
Yeah, man. Clip that.
Real.
Yeah.
Right then. Enough of that. Now onto the anime chat. So, did we have a new anime that we wanted to discuss?
Yeah, I mean, so with watching cool shit, I've been watching the new Netflix original Devil May Cry anime. I'm on episode 9 at the minute, and it's very good. It's very, very cool. As somebody who grew up sort of like playing the games, and like even like then having a resurgence of playing the games, getting back into like this whole sort of like based meme culture, that sort of then came as a result of the new games getting released. It was really fucking cool to see the anime, but it's a bit cringe. That's why I cried with it.
How so?
It's like, okay, so I'm watching. It's the English dub is the one that they recommend.
Isn't it only dub? I heard there's no Japanese version.
Is there not?
I've heard there is, like, it's just only English. Like,
Okay.
you know, have you seen Castlevania?
Yeah.
Like that. Like, Castlevania doesn't have a Japanese version.
Oh.
It's like an anime, but it's an English one.
Some of the voice acting is booty. Like,
Oh, really?
shit. Like, it sounds like you had one guy just doing everyone's impressions.
Yeah.
Like, there is a lot of overacting within the voice acting. There's one girl within the show who swears so unnaturally, very, very frequently, and it's it's very off-putting. Like, it really takes you out of the show. The animation is sick. Obviously, it's based off the Devil May Cry story, so it's pretty cool. It's not peak. It's really not peak, but I like it. Like, if you're a fan of the games, give it. The soundtrack is probably the best part of the show. Like, it's the anime opening theme is Rolling by Limp Bizkit.
All right.
Yeah, it's really
Nice.
fucking cool. You know, as soon as I heard that, I was like, no way did this get
Yeah.
real. Yeah, like they basically took my Iron Plate playlist and just basically made that the soundtrack, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty based.
What a fucking playlist, man.
Yeah, mate, what a fucking mate. No, I hope that's been contributing to your game. as
Mate,
well.
have you not seen half of my fucking songs that I'm using in the story or from
I was
that?
gonna say, I was just like, have I put Bro on? Like,
Mate, I can't stop listening. I've got half of
Hell
them.
yeah.
Got all in my like now, but that's the go-to top set playlist.
fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, man. The Iron Plate. Kez, you on that as well?
I'm not. No, I need to sub.
Yeah, mate. Get on it. Everybody rocking with that playlist.
What's it called?
It's called The Iron Plate.
The Iron Plate.
Yeah, you'll know it's mine because it's got a picture of my gym as the cover art on Spotify. Mate, that was one thing I got big into during prep when I was doing my steps. I'd just
Correct.
be wandering around just making playlists.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah, I've got it.
74 hours long. Like,
Nice.
trust me, bro. You got enough top set songs in there.
Yeah.
Aside from that,
A side note from it though, I was just going to go on to the topic of dub versus sub. So right, this is to all the AniGains listeners. If you are an AniGains follower and you only watch anime and dub, I need you to reevaluate your life. I need to reevaluate your life choices because you are making a massive mistake. You are extremely uncultured and you need to grow up. I'm sorry, like I feel so strongly about this. Why would you watch something? Why would you watch something that's not in the original language? Because you can't get the same like emotion that's from the original voice actors. The way it's meant to be conveyed. I would say for 90% of anime that's the case. I'd say there's a couple. Death Note,
Samurai Champloo,
Steins Gate.
Did you watch Samurai Champloo in English?
Yeah, and it's better.
Really?
Yeah, way better. Trust me.
Oh,
Rewatch it.
I've never watched an anime, and I have started it, but I've instantly stopped if it's dubbed. I can't do it.
But there are some horrendous dubs, like horrendous.
No,
like,
don't get me wrong. Yeah.
Some of the Naruto characters in dub are absolutely awful, like really bad and really wooden the way they say it.
Yeah. Most of the time, if Netflix does an anime, most of the time they will have good actual voice actors for the English dub anyway. So it's not horrendous. I know that does kind of contradict. Well, I don't know what happened with the devil. They put all the budget into licensing.
All I always say is your go-to should be sub normally. Like that's my strong opinion.
I do agree. Unless you're on the Stairmaster, and then in that case, it's quite hard to lock in at like if you're doing the Stairmaster at plus level 7, and you're trying to read text, like brother, that is fucking.
Yeah, most people will say, "Oh, I can't be bothered reading and looking at the same time." It's not that hard. It's not that hard to read a couple of words and see what's going on.
Yeah.
So that's my rant out of the way. Just trying to think. There's another one as well. Have you boys seen? I think I've talked about this. Have you seen Alice in Borderland?
No.
Need to watch it. So it's a Japanese show, similar to Squid Game. Basically, these guys, they're in Tokyo, they're in Shibuya actually, and they get transported to like this game world, basically, where there's a bunch of people and they have to play a game every, I think, 24 hours or something, or they die. And these games, they obviously like Squid Game, basically. If you don't win the game, you die.
Oh, basically. I have seen this. I did watch like 4 episodes. Yeah,
I watched it a while ago. It's amazing. It's really, really cool.
I wouldn't say it was amazing. From what I can remember,
I preferred it to Squid Game.
I definitely didn't.
I love Squid Game.
Squid Game is fucking sick.
Squid Game is good. Squid Game is really good. I loved Alice in Borderland.
Yeah, I don't know. I think after watching Squid Game, I would have enjoyed Alice in Borderland if I didn't see Squid Game. Personally, but I again, I would think I was like 18 when I saw it. So, quick one: the Crunchyroll Awards nominees are now live. By the way,
we should do that in the next episode.
Yeah. Let's go over like our picks.
Make an episode because I went on it. There's 24 to do, so we should make an episode on it.
Yeah, next one we'll do that.
Yeah, should I give my Attack on Titan update?
Yes.
Oh yeah, go for it.
So I am now 13 episodes in. I'm about to watch episode 13 and a half today, which I'm assuming is just going to be a recap of what's happened. But I jumped straight in the group chat to let the boys know I am loving it, and I did cry at the last episode that I watched there. Watching, obviously, I can just say what's happened so far, can't I? It's like 10 episodes in.
Same.
Fuck it. So obviously, Eden's a Titan, which is nuts. His dad was pinning him, and all of a sudden, he's a Titan.
Pinning GH.
Yeah, mate, I do not know what the fuck's happened. He's went to stop the cannonball, and he's just peeled. He's just skeleton, and then he's been tasked. He has to pick up the boulder and put it in front of the wall to stop them coming in. And all of a sudden, he's trying to kill Mikasa, and then my boy, what's his fucking name again? Armin,
yeah.
He comes and he stabs, and he's like saying, "Hey men, wake up! You need to move the boulder." And he picks it up. It's so staunch, and it's all building up. You've got the different divisions, and then all of a sudden, right at the end, Levi comes in.
Levi's the goat. He is the goat. Is Levi?
I was genuinely just looking at the thing, but as soon as he put the stone down, you just see it bang, and I just started, like, my eyes were welling up, and I was like, he's closed the wall, man. He's closed the gate.
You haven't seen anything yet.
Bro.
So I'm now at the point where he's been held in prison, and Levi just went, I'll take responsibility because I can just kill him. And then the episode stopped, and then I went to sleep. So I don't know what's happened. Obviously what's going to happen, but I'm loving it.
It's about to get very good.
Like,
about to get sensational.
Gonna kick off.
Yeah.
I think I'm assuming they're going to go to the base, or they're going to try and get to the basement.
They will at some point in the series. I will not confirm when.
Okay. Because I feel like it's just going round and round about this fucking key. Yeah, I'm excited for that then. All right.
Yeah.
Very nice. It's like a little JoJos.
Yes.
3.
No, part 2. I'm on part 2.
Are you not
midway part? Mate, it's like 50 episodes. Is part 2.
Yeah, mate.
So I'm on like episode 20, I think, of part 2. They're actually at the part where they're in like going through India and Pakistan. So our home countries.
Yeah,
mate,
man.
Jonathan, is it Jonathan? No, Joseph. Joseph is so funny. He's so funny.
Yeah,
like,
man.
you know when he does the random like English? No!
Yeah.
My God!
Man.
The little Japanese voice actor is so funny. It's hilarious, man. I really love like the stand, like the power. I suppose that as a concept, the stands, I think they're really cool, and the way they do some of them, it's quite creative and different from your standard anime, I suppose, powers.
Yeah.
And I like every episode, it's funny, like they just go to some other random place and they find like some discreet stand user who's like out to attack them, and that's basically the formula of the series. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's good fun so far. As I said, I don't think it's going to be in my like peak list, but it's like very, very good. I enjoy it. So
wait until you get to part 3. I'll promise you, if you're a big fan of stands, part 3 is like where it fucking shines. And if you like the travelling aspect as well.
I love the travelling aspect.
We're so going to be JoJo's characters travelling around next year for our shows. Yeah, man.
Imagine we just go to every show.
Yeah. All of the competition are just other stand users.
Just Lee Kent staring at us like we're crazy.
Oh yeah, dude. Right. Sweet. Okay. I think that is... We're currently at
question.
An hour. Okay.
Actually, question. So we had one from Mr. our favourite listener, Ian Talbot Bath. He asks, worst anime ever.
What, like, definitively the worst?
Yeah, what do you think is the worst?
God, I've watched a lot of stinkers. Like, a lot of stinkers.
I'm going to share my screen, because I've actually got the lowest ranked anime on my anime list. So we've got a 1.88. I don't know, have you heard of this? I haven't heard of it.
Delta Haven, yes. It's terrible. But I heard them speak about it on Trash Taste.
I've heard of X-Arm, actually. I've heard this is terrible.
Yeah. X-Arm, isn't that the one that Crunchyroll did?
Yeah.
That was a Crunchyroll exclusive anime, and it just, like, it didn't put any effort into animation.
What would you say the worst one is that you've watched then?
Fucking hell, man. I've watched some absolute stinkers. I've
I've
probably
watched fucking Peak. I can't lie.
The thing is, I
I've
only
watched
watch
Blue
something.
Lock.
I only watch something if exactly. I only watch something if I think it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I watched. No, I do have an answer. Redo of Healer.
I've heard that's quite good.
No, it's well, okay. It's a horrible show. It like the concept of the show is horrible. It's like a glorified revenge story, and it's got a lot of moments in it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was one of those that got really popular when it was released, and I think quite a few people like didn't know how it even got greenlit for animation. That show was the worst that I saw. That got like a rose to popularity because there's like a lot of like stinky ass shows, but like yeah, that one in my opinion was like awful, like actually awful. Yeah.
I think for me, I'm going to say a season of an anime because it's not fair to say the whole show. I'm going to say Promised Neverland season 2.
Fucking hell, that sucked compared to season 1.
I was
Yeah.
so disappointed because genuinely, Promised Neverland would have been in my top, my 3x3 if season 2 was as good as season 1, but it crashed so much. Apparently, they've gone like away from the manga like so much from season 2, and they've just like ruined the story completely. But season 1 was amazing. Like the way they set up the mystery behind like the way the kids are missing and everything like that. It was really cool. Really cool. Yeah, sucked. Season 2 was so bad. So I'd say like that probably is my my worst that I've watched so far. How about you, Noah?
Well, I've not watched that many, so I don't know if I can give an answer, to be honest with you. Like I'm looking at my list here. They're pretty decent. I don't know. I genuinely couldn't say like, oh, this one was shit because I've not watched any absolutely ass ones.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think any of us would sit down to watch a show that's like fucking terrible.
Waste of time.
Yeah. Especially when there's so much peak out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
There you go.
Right, fuck yeah. Right. Okay then, boys. Thank you, listeners, for tuning in, as always. Links for everything will be in the fucking bio, as usual. Anything else you boys want to sign off on?
No.
Okay.
No.
Anything to do with posing? Posing slot?
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, let's plug. Let's just use this opportunity to plug. So yeah, as I said, posing slots will be reopening on the 19th of April. So definitely more availability from that point. So it goes to show like a lot of these shows, the guys that are winning, the guys that are the best posers, obviously they have the best physiques as well, but they look professional. So if you are competing this year and you want to present your best physique and put yourself in the best possible position of winning shows, then drop me a DM at Qais Butt or Qais Butt _ or Qais the Exposing, and we will get your presentation on point. And also, if you want to cop some garms at Chosen Few, use Qais10 for 10% off. Noah?
Oh yeah.
If you're wanting supplements, the best supplements at good prices, you can use Noah 10 at checkout at Pit Stop, the best in the business. And if
Can
you
you
want,
see, sorry, not to cut you off. Can you see who's like been your top donor?
hold on.
I've used you a lot.
Have you? Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me go on my affiliate because I can see what people order. But I don't know if I can. I don't think I can see names or anything.
Rank it by. Yeah, don't dox either of us.
No, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna dox.
Should we do
When was your last order?
like a few days ago?
Yeah, same.
Was it?
I got like the JP. Was it JP cortisol supplement? I think it was Prepare Us, or I can't remember what it was. And then I got vitamin D3.
Do you know how many things it was that you ordered?
It was like 2, but then I ordered like 5 a bit before then.
Did you?
Yeah. Anyways, we'll sort it after the podcast anyway. It's not that exciting.
Yeah, it's not at all.
Yeah.
No's the answer, but I can see what people are ordering, so yeah, that's cool.
Fuck yeah, mate.
Yeah, Cam?
Right, fellas, if you want to get yourself shredded for next season's shows, I mean, my fucking boy, obviously hit the link in the bio, Ignite Coaching. Also, if you want to cop some hella awesome gym garms, anabolic apparel, code CAMS with a Z, save you 10% off every order. I don't know if that discount code stacks. I think it does, but I don't know if that's going to get patched or not. Do it now.
Just keep putting content.
Yeah. Yeah,
you just get 100% off 10 times.
You might 140% off. I'll actually send you money. So, yeah. And as always, boys, if you screenshot this podcast and send it, put it on your story, I'll send you a funny picture, as always. I do actually enjoy sending those funny pictures. They're actually quality, to be fair. I always make myself laugh with them. Yeah, boys, if you want to...
Bye-bye.
Bye.